Hi there, Lloyd Machedo speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who is Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? I got this question from one of my YouTube readers or viewers, and he asked me this simple, basic question. Okay, I'll read out what he has sent to me. He said, "Hi Lloyd, keep up the good work you have been doing. After going through many of your videos you put up, I respect your opinions, which is why I like to opinionate on the following question, which would be many are thinking about." Okay, and his question is, does it make sense for someone having a decent job in India with an average pay to actually take a punt by taking a risk and quitting it and going to one of the GCC countries to look out for a much better pay? Please share your opinion. So Adelbert DeCosta has sent me this question, and here is my answer. Now, it's like you have a wife who is loyal to you, faithful to you, but she's so very average, very basic. She's not very beautiful. She's not very hot. She's not, arm candy, but she'll take care of you. She'll be loyal to you, and she'll never ever leave you no matter what. So you're asking yourself, this wife who is so loyal, faithful, and nice to me, should I leave her and go for someone who's glamorous, someone who's great in bed, hot sex, who's an arm candy, who's amazing, but which will be for a short term? Now, this is where I would like to put the ball in your court. I think you need to ask yourself, what is more important to you, the long-term benefit or the short-term benefit? Now, keep one thing in mind. When you go down to the Middle East, if you are an Indian, which I suppose you are an Indian, when you say goodbye to India and you go down to the Middle East, you're breaking the flow that is there for Indian-based experience for the Indian market. And then when you move to the Middle East, obviously you can't start from a much higher level in the Middle East because you don't have Middle East experience. You don't know the Middle East roads, you don't know the Middle East contacts, you don't know the Middle East market, you don't know how the Middle East culture works, you don't know how the Middle East environment is. So obviously you will be going at a much lower level, because if you had experience, you can negotiate for a much higher pay, a much better position. So you're going there as a newbie. You're starting from scratch. So obviously you'll have to start from scratch, and then you'll have to build yourself up there. But the basic problem that you'll face in the Middle East is, once you start there, you're starting from scratch, you're building your base from scratch. Anytime they want, if they feel it's not working out, they'll terminate you. So if they terminate you, what do? You have 1 month to either find a job or go back to your country. That's number one. So there's no security. Second one is, once you move from India to the Middle East, you take along with you your entire family, you uproot the security that you have, and you go to a new country. So if you lose your job, not only you get affected and you have to move back to India, your entire family, your children, if they are completing this school, they can't complete their school, they also have to come back with you. Your wife, she also gets impacted, friends, whatever she has made over there, it has to break off and it has to come back with you. So every decision that impacts you impacts your family as well. Number three is, once you leave India and you go to the Middle East, you are breaking that flow of experience and you're starting from scratch. And then if you leave Dubai and you come back to India, they're going to tell you, I'm sorry, there's a gap in your resume. You don't have India-based experience, so you have to start from scratch. We don't recognize Dubai-based experience. That's, I think, the bigger challenge that you face. In fact, the biggest drawback among it all is, if you start young in India, okay, and you build on the experience, your value grows. But if you leave it, let's say at the age of 20, you started, at the age of 30, you decided to move to the Middle East. At the age of 30, you move to the Middle East. And from 30 to 50, you are there in the Middle East, then you lose your job. When you come back to India, now you are a 50-year-old man. You are a man who is in the middle age. You're a man whom they consider as old, not as dynamic, not as happening. It's very rare that someone would want to give you a chance, because organizations are looking for young, dynamic blood. They're looking for youngsters who are ready to work, unending number of hours, cheaper salary, who can work 2-3 people's job. Then it'll become very hard for you to break into the market. And remember, the older you get, the harder it becomes to get a job. And that is where people don't want to, associate with you, unless, of course, if you're some big guy, rich guy, successful guy, who has loads of money. Otherwise, nobody wants to deal with you. So I would say, if you personally ask me, if you have a stable, secure job, which is once again a big question, how stable and secure it can be. I would say if you like security, stay in India, get a small income, but be happy with a goose that gives you one egg every day. At least you have something sustainable. But if you're looking for a short-term adventure where you make some big money and you're hoping to make it big and then after that come back, well, I would just say that unless, of course, it is like 5 times or 10 times the income, which is very rare, I doubt there's any reason why someone should pay you so much money because they obviously would know what the market rate is paying. I don't think you should leave. There is only one example I can give you, only one, where I remember this actually happened. This is not a fairy tale. The guy, his name was Harindra Lal. Harindra Lal, his name was. He was getting 6,000 dirhams. 6,000. I'll just give you USD to AED. Okay, so this guy, this is not a fictitious example. This is a real one. He was getting $1,633. That is 6,000 dirhams. The guy, he moved on to a company, Australian company, took on a senior level job, same amount of same roles and responsibilities. Instead of 1,633, he got paid $17,968. So he got 11 times the income. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. 11 times the salary that he was earning. So what he was earning for 11 months, now he was getting per month. He worked in this company, I think, for 4 years, and then he retired. So if you're getting such an opportunity, which is too good to be true, which I doubt generally happens, then I would say jump. But if not, I would say no. Honestly speaking, right now, there are very challenging times in the Middle East market. They are cutting down people's salaries. They're asking one man to take up two people's roles. Salaries are getting delayed. I would say right now is not the right time to actually move. You need to wait. But yes, keep your eyes and ears open. Check what is happening in the market and be sensible. Honestly, if you ask me, go to that country where you get citizenship. Go to that country where you get security. Go to that country where they have laws to protect the employees, the workers. If you're looking for a short-term, run, yes, it would be maybe you'll make more money. But remember, when you go to a first world country or you go to an expensive city, not only do you earn more, you'll end up spending more because you need to set up your base. So this is what I would say. Best advice I would give you is just go there for a holiday, go for 2-3 months, see how is that country, put your resume out there, see if people interact with you, if they offer you jobs, go through contacts and connections, and then you'll come to know what is the actual situation like. So this is the advice I have for you. Try it out. Let me know what happens. But like I said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't go completely in until you're absolutely sure. So Lloyd from LloydMachedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding, answering your questions. You got any questions, put them in the comment section below. Like the video, thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. This is me signing off for now. Take care.